believe. So it's fit. It's more fit to do moments of truth. So I don't have to keep explaining what is moments of truth, because everybody, all of you know. Probably the new member and the guest will be guided by the person who will be joining you. So as usual, I have a set of forms ready. So if keep giving points, discuss with a friend, with a team member whom you sit along with. And if you give points below 3, then it's time for us to think and ponder about and discuss. So let me start. Arvind, probably you will sit with Mahalika, okay, and discuss about the first impressions. Okay, the first point, only the first area. And you can go there, sit with Mahalika. Ema, probably you can sit with Viji and discuss about the standards, membership orientation. Okay. And Narsimha sir, maybe you can sit with Mr. Patabi and discuss about the fellowship variety and communication areas.
So remaining we have only 3.
Yeah, remaining we have only 3. And each one of you. Each one of you.
Attendance is only 11,
That's
16,
fine.
10.
Second then.
Yeah.
Like standards, membership strength.
Mine is 4th one, no?
Fourth, yours is fifth. Membership strength and achievement recognition.
So maybe guest can join Aravind.
Remember, guest.
First impression.
Yeah, because it's something related to guests. Okay. Maybe you can take a few minutes extra.
So time for 10 minutes.
Yeah. Take about 5 minutes. That's all. Maybe he can take a little more. First person.
5 minutes later.
Yeah. 5 minutes enough.
10 minutes. 10 minutes later.
10 minutes around is okay.
5 minutes over.
Over. Enough.
Additional time needed.
Enough, everyone, all of you? You are ready? You can start. Ready, sir? Shall I start? Right? Okay, back to the who is going to team wise, please come and share your observations, whether things are alright and whether you want to infuse some new ideas. So it's now the first impressions. Yeah.
Good morning, everyone again. So about the first impression, I gave 5 out of 5 for everything. Not because Aravind forces me to do also. Just joking, not apart. But honestly, talking about guest greeted warmly and introduced to officers and members. Right? I was now this is my 4th or 5th meeting. Right? But every time when I come here, I feel like I'm at home, right? Because I feel welcomed. I feel again thanks to Satish who introduced me to this clubs. Right? And then guest book and okay, yeah. I mean, guest book and name tag provided I have given 4 because I had to receive my name tag. That's one thing I have given 4. But the professionally arranged meeting room, perfect. This room is perfect, and then I feel very comfortable. Alright, and then convenient meeting room. Yeah, I mean it has lots of air supply and then very then all the lighting and everything good. So give 5 to that too. Guest invited to address the club. Obviously, every meeting, our president will ask any guest to come and share their feedback. Great, and then guest invited to join. So I gave 5 out of 5 except 1, which is 4 for the name tag.
Thank you very much. So there's pretty much to discuss. Improve on that. But still, there are a lot of possibilities. Let's keep improving. It's on all of us, and it's now time for me to invite the second team. Emma, yeah. Please share your thoughts.
So regarding membership orientation, formal induction including presentation, membership pins and manual. We are doing formal introduction and we are also sharing the presentation of the membership. Pins, which we are actually not doing, probably like we can start doing it, but still I've given 5 for it. Assignment of mentors. So whenever any new member joins, like I'll give the list of mentors available in the club, and I'll also say like you can also choose outside the club if interested. So we do it and we give them at least 2 to 3 weeks so that like they get to know about the mentors and they choose the mentor. So that is also being done, which is 5 again. Education program and recognition system. So there are education programs which is being given, but like we can also share the surveys for the new members so that they can say like what they are good and what is like more improvement required, so that like they can come across that and a mentor can guide accordingly. So for that I've given 4. Learning needs to be assessed. Same way like mentor should be in close touch with their mentees and then see what is required for them. So that I don't find like it is really happening, completely happening. So for which I've given 3. So we should have a mentor-mentee discussion offline at least. Discussed accommodation for members with disability, which is not there. Speaking roles are same. The speaking roles are assigned. What we can do is like we can in prayer probably like week or 2, we can actually assign the roles. Speaker can come up and say like probably the first week I'm going to speak and the second week the next set of speakers. So we can actually plan the speakers at least 2 weeks before, so that like even the speaker will have time to prepare for the presentation and practice, rehearse themselves. And members involved in all aspects of club activities. Yes, to an extent, like we are involving in all the other activities also. So we can have more volunteers so that like we can do more of campaigning of the clubs outside, also outside the club. So that again I've given 4. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And it's now time for the next team. Narasimha Raju, come and share your views.
Our team activity was to rate on the topic of fellowship, variety and communication. Right? Number one standard is for the guest greeted warmly and made welcome. That we have rated at 4. Definitely need some improvement, but we are on target because I see definitely even I'm not inviting. I think Satish is taking care of that, and we are also inviting the guests to after meeting breakfast as well to social. That's happening. Members participate in area, district, and international events. I'm not sure about international events, but definitely our members are participating in area and district. And enjoyable and education meeting plan. That's really happening. We rated at 4. Meetings are very enjoyable and very well planned as well. And we start the meeting on time, 7 a.m. Inter-club events encouraged. Yes, obviously we also conduct a couple of inter-club meetings as well over the past few months. That rated at 4. Regularly scheduling social events. We rated at 3. And actually that this could be because of logistic planning and logistic issue, right? That can be planned so that we can have some social events where we have a meeting outside. I know we are trying to have one meeting outside this month as well. Another one we rated at 3 is club newsletter and website publish and update regularly. I know our president has done a wonderful job of making the new website up and running. One session would be to plan for a club newsletter as well. It can be updated regularly, and that also will improve the writing skills of our members. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And let's talk about this later. And now the next team.
Thank you. So the next 3 would be a single member team.
Yes.
So I'll cover the program planning and meeting organization. To start with, program and agenda published in advance. Yes, I gave it 4. We try to do that at least 3-4 days in advance. If I have to combine that, not as a specific area, but if I have to combine that, we never see the meeting results posters for the last many weeks, even months I would say. Suggestion would be that we don't want to even stretch fully for every meeting. We can even combine both the meetings into one simple poster end of the month also, so that it has a record for us in the future references also. Number 2, member no program responsibilities and are carry out all assignments. For this, out of the entire 6, I gave 3, and I found the cause for the challenge could be new member orientation or a refresher program for the existing members not happened so far. And also pre-meeting briefings. We do have a WhatsApp group, but pre-meeting briefings could help us. So what can be done to address this is we can plan for a new member orientation or a refresher program for the new members about the meeting rules, about what is pathways, what is the whole leadership journey available. Second one is mentor can be involved more in such a way where they can help the members to do the role also, not simply sharing the script or only contacting during the contest season. So this one we can even add our member appreciation posters, including the name of mentors or a picture of a mentor. Even in the agenda we used to mention the mentor name. Those things can give the responsibility for the mentors. All projects are from Pathways, the Toastmasters education program. Yes, we do all the projects are from Pathways. Meeting begin and end time I gave 4, not on dot 5, because nowadays we finish early. So we can work on that as well to pack the agenda. The 5th one is the creative table topics and activities. Yes, We do have different types of table topics and positive and helpful evaluation. Yes, we do have even the master evaluation every meeting when we have more than 11 evaluators. So that way we are far better. So overall is 24 by 30. I'll share these learnings where we can take an improvement. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Satish, for wonderful suggestions, and this is the kind of suggestions we need from each and every area, in all the areas. Looking forward to the next.
Thank you, Toastmasters. So I am going to give a report about the membership strength, which has got 6 parameters. Number one, club has 20 or more members. Yes, so I have given 580. Club programs varied and exciting. I have given 4. And rest of the 4 other parameters I have given 3. Members are retained 3. So always it is a challenge to retain members. We have to look for new members and who has to be groomed for. So already we are meeting only once in 2 weeks. So it is not giving us opportunity to go catch up with the faster track board. So members are retained. That is a difficult task. And Toastmasters sponsoring new members are recognized. So this is also not happening. We need to figure out who has sponsored the new members. In fact, members who are sponsoring more than 3 members, they used to get some goodies from Toastmasters International, but we need to pay serious attention about it. And the promotion of club in the community or within the organization, again 3. So even the posters come only 1 day in advance, so it has to be circulated in LinkedIn, it has to be circulated in Facebook, Instagram. So that will help us to get a couple of guests, without much effort. So we don't have to go and run a campaign. But through social media, always some people may find time and they will come here as a guest, and the moment they are impressed, they can become members. And the regular membership building programs, again, I will give 3. So of course, we have achieved more than what is required, but probably we have to go in aggressive mode. And finally, there are 2 questions for each standard that is rated 3 or lower. Look at the best practice chart and discuss the following questions. What is the cause of the challenge? The main thing is like every other club or even outside Toastmasters, people are busy with other priorities, personal as well as professional priorities, and they give this priority for moments like the Toastmasters. So we have to be cognizant of it. Also, some of our own members find it difficult to turn up at 7 a.m. in the morning. So what is the only way is to add more members, at least 10 more members, so that always 70% of the members will be present. So we need to have at least 20 members for every meeting, and that can also happen only through quality meeting. So when I mean quality meeting, one is starting the meeting in time and ending meeting in time. Second thing is about absolute role clarity. So these 2 things are happening. Members may renew their subscription, provided they don't have any other issues, personal issues. And the guests can also turn into members. So these are 2 things. And some of though the MOT talks about 6 different tasks, some of them are not covered here. So probably by meeting the numbers, we may achieve that we are calling ourselves as a president distinguished or something like that. But definitely we may have to add some more column while conducting MOT, like what is the quality of the speech? Are you claiming yourself as advanced Toastmasters? Is it meeting that? So all that, so we have to be a little critical evaluation. We may have to do that. And probably another challenge here is every time when an election happens, people just nominate, one person nominate for one post and automatically they get selected. So my advice for the future president is to think at least 2 months in advance and figure out the potential leaders and then ask them to be the potential candidates so that they are serious for the entire term. So someone should not, obviously all 7 cannot be having the same kind of strength and weakness. So each one is unique, that I am aware. But at least some 5 out of 7 people, they should be aggressive and active. So that can happen only the future president identifying the right set of people and plant the seed in the seed of thought upfront and groom them and so that they get elected and they can serve. So right now we have a little bit of weakness within our own ESCOM. So as a president, I am a little upset in sharing this with you, but that is the real fact. So with that, I let me hand over voting back to
Thank you, sir. Wonderful insights, and that is what is required. That is what I always feel personally for an advanced Toastmaster club. This is the kind of thinking we should have. Let me now call the next
I'm going to talk about the achievement recognition. So there are 6 parameters in which this was rated. One was award applications immediately submitted to World Headquarters, rating 5, because we do that promptly. And second, club, district and international leaders recognized 5, because I have myself seen that when our area division director is present in the meeting, like even last meeting, our area director presided over and he recognized that. And progress charts displayed and maintained, that is a 3, because that is still, earlier we used to have this progress charts maintained in Google Sheets and linked to the WhatsApp group. We can resume that practice because that will motivate people to work towards their goals. And club and member achievements publicized, that is a 5, because we do the standing ovation for the milestone speeches. Member achievements formally recognized with ceremony, yes. That is a 5 again. TCP is used for planning and recognition. That is, the pudding is in the meeting. So we have already achieved the educational goals for this year. So that is again a 5. So the only thing that we can improve in this side is making the progress charts. Even if we can put out a Google sheet, where, people can fill. It is a self-service Google sheet. People can fill their paths and how much projects they have completed. That will actually serve as a good motivation for people to deliver projects. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And that's how, this is what is the kind of things we have to think about. And I personally feel as advanced Toastmaster, we have to be a little more aggressive in all the areas. In fact, actually, this particular, if you go through the chat once again, probably all of you will be knowing that who's responsible for what, who should be given that responsibility. But I personally feel that all of you should take the responsibility. All of us who are members of Meraki should take responsibility for all the areas, in all the areas. And stating this, let's go forward. Let us infuse something, some more strength into, sincerity into whatever we are doing already, hoping that things will improve much more with it. In fact, I remember one particular meeting where it was an outdoor meeting where Jayanti was there. She has just casually come along with Sundar sir. The moment she was given a chance to speak, immediately she wrote, what is this? Advanced Toastmaster Club? I don't want to call you all of us as Advanced Toastmaster. We should not be talking like this. So I always, whenever I talk about this advanced message, this particular scenario strikes my mind. So we have to be a little more aggressive in all the areas. We are doing fine, good. Outside, when we go out of Meraki, we think, when we say Meraki, everybody says, ah. But here, we feel that so many things have come down. Probably when membership strength here, probably that plays a big role. When more number of members are here, when the number is more here, probably our enthusiasm will be visible in a much better way. Stating this, I believe we'll improve a lot, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Governor sir, for leading the moments of truth. I believe XCOM would take the right steps from here. Moving on, I think we discussed the favorite food from this side of the people. I think let's have the other side.
Maybe before marriage it was a weird thought, but after marriage I could implement it. We do upma, vegetarian upma. Once we tried with tender meat, mutton upma, along with a tender flesh of chicken, takali chutney.
Okay.
To that. Such a wonderful, it's called synergistic combination.
Very nice, actually. I never get of it. I think that's a good thing. I think this is how like the way we try food, I think we should also try speeches. Thank you. Maybe Ashok.
Yeah, recently I went to Ahmedabad. It was a 3-day conference. All the 3 days for the coffee, tea break, right, the snacks that was served was dokla. And I loved dokla because it was so light and easy to digest, especially for a conference where we'll be sitting all the time. Like our idli, that is also a steamed food. And they used to make one side dish for dokla, which is like gram flour chutney. That was a very fantastic accompaniment for dokla. I love it.
So I think dokla is one such. Might look very simple but very delicious, but I think you should acquire the taste.
Yeah.
Maybe only after you taste it a few times you would actually be able to appreciate it.
Served hot.
Yes.
Yeah.
For me, we want to taste a real taste of the Dindigul biryani. We were on the way to my native place in Tirunelveli, and we dropped in to the original place of where this all started. It was a very small place with that roof with all this tiles. We can sit there, maybe hardly 12 15 people only. It's a very good place. There only it tasted that zirigamba biryani, mutton biryani. It was very soft compared to here, and it tasted really good, and it was having that real aroma of
Very,
we truly enjoyed.
very nice. Which is the place name?
Dindigul, same.
Yeah,
Dindigul
hotel
place.
is.
Dindigul.
Oh, Talakakati. Okay. Nice.
Yeah, I'm not a great foodie, but I love to eat varieties. But of all the food I have tasted, the one thing which lingers in my mind is the beautiful irtikade alva and that simmakal idli with dosa with curry. The shop will open only by 8:30 in the night, but we go on until early in the morning. Wonderful. Those things, whenever I remember, it will create some sensation. That's all.
Very nice.
Last year I was at Trivandrum, so I actually was staying in a resort, and they served one typical Kerala dish called kappa. So I think made of tapioca, which is for Marawali kind. So it was very hot and fantastic. And immediately when I returned home, then I wanted to prepare it. I was able to make almost the same manner, but later when I did research, it is not good for diabetic. I also would like to share sometimes, so much of hype happen in social media, but in reality it is different. For quite some time I have never traveled to Tirunelveli unless last 6 months. People talk so much high about Tirunelveli food. So the moment I landed Tirunelveli 6 months back, I was curious to have the variety meals, including the avial and other kind of stuff. I tried 3 or 4 hotels, and they were all equally bad. But people make so much of hype. Similarly, Mayavaram people say that Kaliyakudi restaurant, Rava Dosa is awesome. All are old impressions, maybe 70s, 80s, and these boomers keep talking about it. And today the management have changed and taste have changed, and everywhere people, the cook and people who serve, they are all North Indians who are not understanding natural true taste. So I think we have to be cognizant of the fact that whatever social media hype is totally different from the reality.
No, that's actually very true. For example, 15-20 years back, no Google, nothing. Either our client or the banker whom we accompany, they would suggest a restaurant, and we never had a lot of disappointments. But these days, I myself actually had a lot of disappointments in the last 3-4 years. I went to Melur, checked for Insta or YouTube, and then see which is the best food, and eventually it won't be the best food.
Yeah.
So I think this is
It's
a
all paid.
Paid promotion.
all are paid promotions,
Paid
and
promotions.
eventually I think people are getting deceived most of the times, and that's a good point. Thank you. So I think we spoke a lot of food now, but now I think it's time for some spicy twist which will be added by our TT master. So please welcome Master Gopinath to do the table topics.
Thank you very much, and now it's time for the table topics for the benefit of guests. Table topics is nothing but you have to think on your feet. You'll be called here to the stage, and 2 minutes is given, a topic will be given, and you'll have to talk other than sex, religion and politics, whatever you feel on that topic. Which is fine. Give an example to set you an example. Sam, we'll start with our member. Ashok will be the first person for wish. Between the sweet jaggery and the crystal clear sugar, which one you prefer?
earlier I didn't really feel the guilt of having sugar when I was young. But later I started hating sugar after my visit to Japan. When I visited Japan, I was like everyone else, I was carrying this Mysore pa, and I was giving it to one of my colleagues who's a Japanese, and he said, no, everyone brings this stuff, and it is so horribly sweet that I just can't tolerate it. That Mysore pa is half of the weight is sugar, white sugar, right? Then I started realizing, oh, maybe this guy has something, something interesting to say. And later I started tasting all the Japanese sweets, and they don't taste like sweet at all. No, they're so kind on your tongue. So that is when I stopped having white sugar fully, because it is so horrible that you don't feel like eating anything. Then later people started a lot of campaigns on online for Nati Chakra and Jaggery, and I started that. Later I realized that is equally bad. So off late, I neither prefer this nor that, because I stopped taking coffee, tea. So that means that when you stop taking coffee, tea, the entire sugar intake for the day comes down. So now I'm indifferent to both. Regardless, I neither Jaggery nor white sugar.
Thank you, Professor, but we should not listen to that because you will not eat anything. Now let's call our guest. Between the dignified dhoti and the colorful lungi, which one you prefer?
So, good morning, fellow members. So, I would be choosing dhoti because traditionally I am brought up in that kind of family. So, traditionally in my personal perspective, I would rather say wearing a dhoti would be much more in a formal dress outlook as compared to lungi. So nowadays with this nationalist approach coming into our country, even people are considering to wear dhoti in a more formal background like that, like in some meetings, and also that would be a more formal approach. And lungi is also nice, but when we are in a home, when we are with the close family members, we can wear lungi. It is much more like a casual thing and more like an informal thing. So both are equally good in their own ways. But when we are addressing in a formal gathering or in a professional forum, I think dhoti would be the appropriate thing to wear. So, thank you.
Very nice, and you are speaking like a great pro. Good luck for your journey. The next speaker will be our distinct Sundar. Between the smell of sandalwood paste and spray of axe, which one do you prefer first?
So whenever such topics are given, binary topics, so I feel that I should not reveal what is my choice. So always axe kind of spray, they are ready reckoners, and in a jiff you can apply it, and it will be long lasting. Considering the other option, sandal, it takes lot of, so if you are talking about genuine sandal paste, it requires considerable time. So it's time consuming process, and it is also going to be a little messy, right? And so sometimes it will be too watery or too thick. We don't know what kind of consistency you need to use it and where exactly you use it. For example, if you are going for a formal function, you cannot put a thick sandal paste on your forehead, right? So you need to find out the right place. Whereas you consider axe, you can just with a 1 feet distance, you can apply either on your body or in your dress, whatever you feel. So considering the pros and cons, still I would prefer sandal paste. So even whenever I buy any agarbatti or any other puja related stuff, I prefer to have sandal flavor. So again, with the natural stuff, lot of options are there. So jasmine flavor there, then lotus flavor, rose and sandal. I prefer sandal because sandal gives us fantastic ethnic taste, and that totally changes your atmosphere. And even the moment some guests get in, they get that fresh breathness, and they feel that they are getting into a divine world. So my preference is sandal paste compared to the Axe kind of perfumes.
Few days back, I was just walking inside the usual office place, Ericot, early morning. One auto rickshaw guy, there was a beautiful smell coming from an auto rickshaw guy. Just parked auto rickshaw, opened and I was just walking, there was an agarbatti smell. Fantastic. I just gave a word of appreciation to the auto man. Fine, that happens like that. So the next speaker will be Mr. Meraki. Meraki sir, if you don't mind, please sit there. Let me call Vijay before the next speaker, before I get there.
Why?
Because suddenly I thought that the topic, it went far off my mind. Suddenly I thought Vijay will be
Yes,
there.
creating a topic.
Twist in the memory. Between that tangy taste of a filter coffee and the hard hitting instant coffee, which are you?
Wrong question to the right person. Born and raised in Chennai, filter coffee makes my day. There is a detailed process involved in this filter coffee, sir. So, in my house, we make it a practice that we finish the decoction the day. We prepare quite a lot and we consume quite a lot. So don't be alarmed if I say we finish it in a day. Because the next day morning we want that fresh aroma of decoction to just prevail in the room and we just keep sniffing around the entire morning. I think since childhood this has been almost like a custom. The filter coffee smell waking you up, right? So that's how I've been raised. And now I make it a practice that my children also get to enjoy this blissful morning, waking up to the smell of filter coffee. They don't consume coffee, but that's the usual aroma in the house. When the process is complete, only when the decoction is ready, then I bring the milk to boil, and then there is a beautiful marriage that happens between this decoction and the milk. And then please don't add anything to this, no sugar, nothing. Be it jaggery, white sugar, whatever, don't do anything. It will spoil the taste of the decoction. The coffee has to be a little bitter so that at the end of the last sip, it will taste bittersweet. So consume that coffee, filter coffee from the authentic Dabara tumbler, sitting in that authentic big wooden unjal and just glancing through the pages of Hindu. Blissful mornings. Thanks to my parents, they gave me this kind of a memory. Thanks to my husband, we share same kind of a taste for this filter coffee. The custom continues from my mom's house to my in-laws' house today. I'm really, really hoping I'll see this thought in Harini's mind, so she takes it forward to her in-laws' house as well. Thank you.
The reason I asked put this question to her was when I visited her house once, she gave a coffee. I was along with Putatan, I believe.
Yeah.
The moment I tasted the coffee, I asked her what coffee it is. I forgot the answer which she gave, but it was a really rich
Janagi
coffee.
filter coffee, cake and nugget.
Appadiya. So that's the reason why I suddenly, the question came to my mind, the person whom I next we talk about. Meraki. Tea with pasted groundnuts, fried groundnuts, or tea with 50-50. It's 50-50 biscuits.
I would rather prefer tea with maybe chicken 65. That would have been a better choice. You are a vegetarian.
No, I'm an honest.
Okay. Then you can use go for Flavors of India is the theme today. I think we have been seeing from the TMOD variety of flavors nationally, and even your table topics also have a nice connectivity with that. Obviously, I would prefer a tea with 50-50. Probably I don't know whether you noticed when the snacks was served to us. Normally people have tiffin, snacks, then at the end they consume a cup of coffee or a tea. My style of eating is that I will have the coffee filled in the tumbler, then have the snacks, after 2-3 bites, I will have a sip of coffee or tea. Have you ever tried this? In fact, when some other faculty members noticed this, he gave me an identity. I know very few persons try this. When you eat that and have a sip of tea or a coffee, that gives a nice, not only it liquidates, and your gulping also, swallowing also gets facilitated. So this I have been using it for our 50-50, and there was a nice time, Uppa Chakra. Sometimes ago in an advertisement, Uppa Chakra. So that 50-50 gives that luxury of a celestial gourmet, I would say. So my choice is always a tea with the 50-50, and I would also strongly recommend or advise, try once, try twice. They will all continue to try always. Back to you.
Shali, do we have time for one more, two more topics? Yeah. The next person who is going to talk is health fitness. A typical question for him with health fitness. Sitting on the ground and savoring the food, mouthful, or sitting stylishly on the dining table and eating in a spoon. Which one will you do?
Before I let you know what I do, basically, I do both the thing in different places. At office, for my own colleague, for others, I sit on a table and eat the food, which I really don't like, sitting on a table and eat. If you come to my house, there's no dining table. We sit with the chapalang down on the floor and take the food. That's it also has health benefits. The food has to be taken, you have to move forward and take the food. What happens at that time is, you also smell the food, the body is also ready to assimilate the food in a right way. And it also feels that the body also has that position to digest the food effectively. That's what I know, and I also experienced this way. I would prefer sitting or down.
Prefer sitting down. The next person will talk about is Ratish.
Yes.
If you happen to cook a particular dish on a day, will you discuss with your wife or you will switch on YouTube and discuss with YouTube?
Thank you so much, Table Topic Master. Then eventually, I happen to be spending a lot of time on self-exploration, but I have an in-between idea available already. Most of you might be knowing, I'm a big fan of the applications of Google, that too on a mobile. So when 7 years back, when I first moved to Mumbai, the first thing I did was about shopping for Mumbai and what things to get, because I rented a house. I had a separate sheet which talks about cooking recipes. So which I took it from my wife and I curated it. And every now and then for about 3-4 years, whenever I was doing those whole cooking, and always I take those recipes. It has the sequences, it has preparation, it has a sequence. Even I do 100 times, the 101st time I always think which one should go first. Should I add garlic first or should I add tomato first? So for me, YouTubes are latest ones. I don't have any belief on it, which I had every day in, day out, which I learned from my mom, and also I took recipes from my wife. I prefer my spreadsheet, which has recipe, which I follow for a safe cooking.
So have you ever heard about spreadsheets for cooking? So that's what is Satish is about, always something new every time. So Hema is the only person left out.
I will go.
Hema, will like to try out a topic? Everybody else has spoken because Mahalini was given a speech, so. But with the steaming idli and chutney and that tangy pongal with sambar, it will be the best combination which you would prepare for your children and your family.
I usually prepare, or most of the time prepare idli. The reason is it is quick to cook and it is like, it is actually quick to cook and my kids prefer only idli. They don't touch pongal. And my husband prefers only pongal and he don't prefer idli. But as majority I go with my kids. So I prefer whatever my kids prefer, so I make idli. Idli is even after you eat for after 1 hour or 2 hours, it will be okay. But pongal is something you have to eat it hot. So which will not happen in my house, because everyone will be coming in different timing. So I actually prefer cooking idli, and because of my preference of my kids, and I prefer idli, and something every household ladies do. Every week I grind the flour. So batter will be there always in the fridge. So it is easy and ready-made to make it faster. So I go for idli than to.
Thank you very much. Idli is one of the favorite food probably for many of us.
So recently I heard a statement, when pongal சாப்பிட்டா தூக்கம் வரும்,
Correct.
சர்க்கரை பொங்கல் சாப்பிட்டா காதல் வரும்.
Oh my goodness. I even never knew about that romance. Pongal சாப்பிட்டா தூக்கம் வரும், of course I do agree, but that romantic factor, which probably that's new again.
Hema, சமைக்கிறது easy, Hema, கழுவுறது
Yeah, that's what I was coming to tell. That's what I was coming to tell. Yeah, idli is very easy, but because I'm the person cleaning the vessels. Whenever the servant doesn't turn up. So hope we had a mix of variety cuisines today. Thank you very much for the opportunity given.
One of the
Thank you, Customer Secretary, for a lot of variety in the topics. Next we will have the quick member induction which we need to do for today. So please welcome Toastmaster Narasimhan for.
Thank you so much. So today let us induct our now the